Despite reports coming out of London that the margarita, or more accurately, the spicy margarita, is now the most requested cocktail, out here in the real world, we know the Pornstar Martini is still the biggest cocktail of our time. The chances are, if you're watching this video, you've already watched one of my many Pornstar Martini videos that I've made over the year. But what I thought I'd do today in this video is continue my current trend of riffing cocktails up. So in this recipe, not only have I played with the base ingredient, I've also added a couple of little extra touches just to keep the interest in our favourite Pornstar. So for this, you might be thinking that I'm going to be reaching for the vanilla vodka, because I do love a Dutch Barnes Balinese, or Balinese, there we go, Balinese vanilla vodka. But no, we're going for tequila. Now, one might argue that the recipe coming out is actually closer to a margarita than it is kind of a Pornstar Martini. But hey, at the end of the day, a Pornstar Martini is just a vanilla and passion fruit martini. If you use rum, a vanilla and passion fruit daiquiri. Why can't we use tequila? Now, to keep the lightness in this cocktail, I do recommend you going for a Blanco tequila. I'm going for Cascabel, but I'm going for 45 ml, 1.5 ounces. But I haven't finished there yet with the tequila, because what also goes really well with passion fruit is honey. So I've got Cascabel's honey tequila liqueur, 34% ABV, so it is quite healthy, but it's important to note this is a liqueur, not an out-and-out tequila. So just 15 ml, half an ounce. Now, that honey was one addition, one extra tweak. This Tempus Fugit cacao and vanilla is now another tweak. So we are adding a touch of cacao, a touch of chocolate notes to this cocktail, but this has got the vanilla in there as well. So we are still playing with that vanilla and passion fruit flavour. Again, 15 ml, half an ounce of that. And I have to say, the chocolate note in this is just genius. Now, for a passion fruit puree, you know what brand's coming out now. It's Boiron, as I say, pretty much the only, if not the only, puree brand in the world that is 100% fruit. There's no antioxidants, no sugar, nothing in this. This is just 100% puree. I'm going for 30 ml, 1 ounce. Then standard Pornstar Martini, we obviously want some lime juice again. Sorry, but you know, it's true. It's cheaper and it tastes better. It's a quality product. It's cheaper than buying fresh limes. 22.5 ml, 3/4 of an ounce. My sweetener of the moment, as I've mentioned a few times recently, is agave. I just love the flavor it brings. So I'm just going for 10 ml of agave syrup or agave nectar. I showed you this in the last video, but have a look at this. I just want 5 drops of this. This is my saline solution. As I always say, it never makes your cocktails salty, it just elevates flavors. 20 grams of Cornish sea salt I've used to 80 grams of water gives you a 20% saline solution. And then my final little ingredient, this just sets this cocktail off a treat. This is Miss Better's green strawberry and marquan. You've got this sort of acidity, if you like, of the green strawberries, but the marquan is like a little pepper note as well. Not chilly, but it's just got a little sort of spice note coming through. Just sets this off a treat. Just going for 1 pipette. I love the aroma of this because it is like a strawberry, peppery kind of thing. It just works so well with passion fruit and tequila, margaritas. This stuff is fantastic. Glass I'm going to serve this up in is again from Artis. It's the Back Fizz glass. So traditionally like a champagne glass, it's slightly bigger than what I would normally use for a coupe. It's like 8 3/4 ounces. And then to garnish, look, I don't think you need to get any more complicated than a passion fruit. I've got a dried passion fruit there from Frona, but it is, you know, it's essentially a Pornstar Martini. Let's get on to the whole slide shot of champagne or Prosecco. I do serve them up with that because I don't use juice or anything like that. So it is kind of that original thicker cocktail. Hence you do need the palate cleanser, but I might look to do with that. Sometimes I've used like a flavored fruity cider or something like that. For my non-alcoholics on cocktail masterclasses, I actually use Franklin's and Sons guava and lime. It just works really, really well for a non-alcoholic instead of no secco or something like that. So I'd be tempted to kind of play with like a fruity soda or something like that, just to be slightly different. Now, if you like my style of cocktails, don't forget I've got a free PDF ebook that you can download. Shows you how to riff up 10 of my favorite cocktails. To get the link, you'll either drop down into the description of this video. I'll try to remember to do it as the pinned comment of the video, or there's a QR code popping up on screen right now. That is a genius combination. The tequila works really well. This is the headlines for this. The bitters, the green strawberry and Mark 1, bring that all round. You've got a subtle hint of chocolate over through there. You've got a tequila, but what you don't lose is that whole passion fruit and the subtle vanilla that comes through. You've also got that rich sort of honeyness from the tequila. You've got the agave notes. I actually think if I served that up on a hen party cocktail masterclass, if I did that recipe, I dare say that they would absolutely flipping well love that. Just using tequila just gives it that something a little bit extra, a little bit of extra oomph, coupled with those sweetness instead of like a vanilla syrup. I flipping love that, but I think that chocolate note is genius. It's not overpowering at all. Oh, that works so well. So your turn to get involved now. In the comments below, how would you riff up the Pornstar Martini? My recipe and the original recipe, or I say the recipe that I rock out on cocktail masterclasses, is up on screen now. How would you put your own little twist on it? If you wanted to, if you're running a bar and you wanted to stand out from your competition, bearing in mind everyone does a Pornstar Martini, how would you make yours different? For me, a couple of little tweaks. And this is really stretching because I don't think I would actually do anything to that. The couple of little tweaks are maybe the spritzes over the top, because I flipping love this sort of thing. I've just got little spritz caps for my dasher bottles. They work really well. Let's pump that through. There we go. I've got the fan on in case you're wondering where else. Oh yeah, we'll have to go this way, won't we? There you go. Just so you can see the close-up of that. Miss Betty's Pineapple and Star Anise Bitters. It's hot, that's why I've got the fan on. Just going to do a couple of little spritzes over the top there. Now it just gives you already, I love the aroma of that. The bar smells of this now. Oh, it's just, you just get those, when you drink, it's the aromas that you get first. So adding an extra layer of aroma on top of a cocktail for me it's such an easy hack. Just works really well. And as you're sipping it, because the aroma is sort of clinging to that passion fruit, it's right there on your nostrils. The other one I might have been tempted to do is Miss Betty's Lime Leaf to give it an extra sort of citrusy bite. But would I have added anything extra? Would I have changed the recipe, the ratio slightly at all? I think that's pretty much bang on. I don't want it any sweeter than that. For me, that's a 10 out of 10 as it is. Now, if you like me and if you like my style of videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. That'll mean you don't miss any of my future videos. And talking of future videos, the very next cocktail I'm going to riff up is the El Diablo.